if we are talking about the root mean square value of alternating current, root mean square. Now root mean square is it can be written also as RMS, root mean square value. It can be written as RMS value. Okay, it is also called RMS value. So when we are talking about root mean square value, try to understand that root mean square value of the alternating current. Okay, so what will happen? Suppose that there is a circuit in which resistance capital R is connected. Okay, there is a circuit in which capital R resistance is connected, and suppose that an alternating current is there, which is defined as I equals to I naught sine omega t. Okay, and this alternating current flows through the circuit for certain time interval. Say that time interval is capital T. We can take the complete time interval capital T here. Why? Because here we are saying root means square. So when we say square, so this negative value will also become positive. So that that will not cancel as it cancelled earlier in mean value or average value case. Okay, so when this current is flowing through this resistance for say time capital T, so definitely what will happen, because of this some heat would be generated. Suppose that the alternating current it generates the heat capital H. Now if a constant DC flows through the same circuit which has the resistance capital R, and if it flows through the circuit for the same time capital T, when it flows through the circuit for the same time capital T, what will happen that if it generates the same amount of heat capital H as it generated in this case when the alternating current was flowing for the same time interval, then this constant DC is said to be the root mean square value of the alternating current. So how will we define root mean square value of the alternating current over a time period? RMS value of alternating current over a time period is defined as a constant DC, or it is defined as the constant DC when it flows through a circuit for a certain time interval, and if it generates the heat energy, this heat energy is exactly equal to the heat energy which is generated when the alternating current flows through the same circuit for the same time interval, then this constant DC is said to be the RMS value of alternating current. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Now we have to derive the expression for RMS value. If we have to derive the expression for the RMS value, what we will do? For this, as we discussed, that only we have to do. Let us consider that there is an alternating current which is given by I equals to I naught sine omega t, and this alternating current is flowing through the circuit. Okay. Now I naught is the peak value of the alternating current. You already know. Now what happens that suppose this current flows through a resistance capital R for a certain time dt. When it flows through a resistance capital R for a certain time dt, what happens? It generates some heat. Let the heat generated by the alternating current is given by dH. When the heat generated by the alternating current is given by dH, you can write it as dH. You know this, the formula is dH, H equals to I square RT. So you can write dH is equals to I square R, and in place of T you can write dt. Now as far as I is concerned, it is I naught sine omega t. So you can write in very next step you can write I naught sine omega t whole square, and that can be written as I square sine square omega t multiplied by R dt. So this is the heat produced when the alternating current I equals to I naught sine omega t is flowing through a circuit of resistance capital R for time dt. Let it be equation number 1. Now this is not what we have to find. We have to find the total heat generated when this alternating current is flowing through the circuit for time 0 to capital T. So for this, the total heat, if we have to find, we will be integrating this dH, and when we are integrating this dH, H is equals to integration, okay, limit would be 0 to capital T, and this dH is I naught square sine square omega t r dt, so that r is constant, I have taken it outside, dt. Fine. And limit is 0 to capital T. As I told you that we have to take it over the entire time period. Now we have to integrate this. If we have to integrate this, what we are going to do is, I hope you have written this. When we have to integrate this, what we are going to do is, I naught square is constant, so we can write H is equal to I naught square R, and it is sine square omega t. Integration 0 to capital T sine square omega t. When it is integration 0 to capital T sine square omega t dt, sine square omega t dt. Now you have to understand that we have to integrate sine square omega t. Okay, when we have to integrate sine square omega t, the easiest way of doing it is that divided by 2 and multiplied by 2. So when you divide it by 2 and multiply it by 2, let us divide it by 2 and multiply it by 2. When we do this, actually what we do is we can convert this function into a linear function. You know this, that cos 2 theta is equal to 1 minus 2 sine square theta. So if we have to find if we have to find sine square omega t, so we can find it as sine square theta is equal to 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2, but we are not finding by 2, we are directly finding 2 sine square theta. So what we can do, 2 sine square omega t can be written as H is equal to I naught square R by 2, and it is integration 0 to capital T, and it is 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by, no need to divide it because we are writing, already we multiplied it by 2. Okay, now we can integrate it. If you integrate it, you will be getting I naught square R by 2, and integration of 1 dt will give you t, small t, and limit would be 0 to capital T, right? Minus integration of cos 2 omega t will give you sine 2 omega t, but because it was not t, so you have to divide it by 2 omega, and limit would be 0 to capital T. Correct or not? Once again you see, cos 2 omega t would be sine 2 omega t divided by 2 omega, by the coefficient of t you have to divide it. Okay, now what you can do is, you can find here H is equal to I naught square R by 2. Upper limit is capital T, lower limit is 0, minus 1 upon 2 omega because that is constant, and here you can write sine 2. In place of omega, you can write 2 pi by capital T, so that will be 4 pi by capital T multiplied by small t, and limit is 0 to capital T. Is it clear to you? Omega is 2 pi by capital T, so that's what we wrote. Now you can see here H is equal to I naught square R by 2. Okay, multiplied by t minus 0 is t only, minus 1 upon 2 omega, and now you see upper limit in place of small t we can write capital T, so that gives you sine 4 pi by capital T multiplied by capital T minus sine 0, because in place of small t we will be writing 0. So sine 0. Now sine 0 is 0. Capital T and capital T cancelled, so sine 4 pi. Sine 4 pi is also 0, so you will be getting H is equal to I naught square R by 2. capital T, because entire second term is 0. So this is what we have, equation number I think third equation it is. Okay, now this is the amount of heat which is generated when alternating current is flowing through the circuit for time capital T. Now as per the definition of root mean square value of alternating current, what we have to do is we have to assume that a constant direct current is flowing through the circuit. Say a constant direct current is flowing through the circuit for a certain time, and let us write that constant direct current as IV. Okay, so or either write simply as IRMS. So if this is the constant DC which is flowing through the circuit for the same time capital T, and it generates the same heat capital H as we discussed it earlier. So we can write by the definition that H is equals to I square RMS into capital R into capital T. This is say equation number 4. Now both these heats are equal. If these heats are equal, you can equate them. If you equate them, you will be getting I square RMS RT is equal to I naught square RT by 2. Okay, and you can see that because these heats are equal, you can cancel them, and you can see that IRMS root mean square is actually equal to 1 upon root 2 times I naught when you take square root on both the sides. So you can see that root mean square value is 1 upon root 2 times I naught, or this value can also be written as it is equals to 0.707 times I naught. 707 times I naught. So this is what the root mean square, or this is what the root mean square value of alternating current. Okay, this is how you can derive the expression for it. Now